let's go live to our, oh, here it is. He probably
wait.
won't get in through this security.
Well, it takes a little bit of energy to get the gate open, but here we go. It's Zac Efron.
Well, I'm surprised they're opening it for him because they never open it for me when I'm coming to work. But anyway, that's Zac's in that car there, huh? Oh, this looks like a presidential motorcade here.
This reminds me of the day Jordan Sparks was crowned. Well, she wasn't even crowned American Idol yet. But here is Zac Efron just pulling up, and we're getting ready to interview him about his movie, Charlie St. Cloud.
And that blonde lady there is our chief booker, Ella, who is probably hyperventilating right now as she goes to open the door and welcome Zac Efron onto the Fox 10 studio lot.
So the good news is, Rick, is that he's going to be in here, and we have an opportunity to ask him some of the questions that you all have texted us.
Yeah, and you texted those yesterday. We got your questions in hand. They're going to...
oh, he's going in a different door.
Now, you know what's going to be cool? He's walking into the front through security. Are we going to follow that in here? Because there's a crowd of people.
We're going to pick him up when he comes around the other...
There's a crowd of people gathered in our atrium. Some young girls, especially.
And some older girls, too.
And some older girls. Some people actually came in on their day off to see Zac Efron enter the studio. So here we go.
Here he comes.
Yeah.
He's going to come in, and boy, is this like when the Beatles were on the stage? Kind of like one of the Beatles, yeah?
It could very well be.
All right. Zac Efron walking into the Fox 10 studios as we speak. Oh, there's a little bit of a backup. Okay. Zac, come on in. I know.
There he is.
There he is. All right. We're going to talk to him live in just a few minutes. Come on. Have a seat. Get comfy.
You can come on.
Feel free to
We're
get comfortable.
very informal here, Zac.
Yeah. We'll take a break, and then we'll sit down and talk. Have a seat. Make yourself at home. Zac Efron after the break. Hey, how's it going?
We'll be right
back.
back.
Get your microphone.
Would you please have dinner with me tonight?
Are you a good cook?
Excellent. Beer or wine?
Surprise me.
All right, I will.
That girl's gonna sail around the world?
You like her. I can tell. You like the sailor girl. So I'm starting in Boston, and then I'm gonna go through the...
Well, that's a look at Charlie St. Cloud starring Zac Efron. A young man has to learn to let go of his past so he can look forward to the future.
So Zac Efron is here, joins us live here in the studio. Nice to have you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for coming in.
And welcome to Phoenix.
Thanks. It's nice out.
Apparently you've been in air-conditioned studios all morning long.
Yeah, no, well, we've been hopping around, but no, it's been great. Actually, I don't mind the heat, so.
This movie is a fascinating movie. I haven't seen it. Alexis has. Tell us a little bit about it, and also I want to know about your experience in sailing.
Well, you know, the movie's sort of a different type of film than you may have seen me before if you've seen anything that I've done. Mm-hmm. It's still got, you know, those same kind of uplifting messages and everything, but it's a bit more emotional. It's about these two brothers that have a very strong connection that transcends everything, even death. And I'm able to see his ghost. And I promise him that I'll never leave his side. So keeping that promise means that I actually don't live my life to my full potential. I start to sort of just stop living, and I start to fall in love with this girl, and she kind of pulls me out of it. So it's kind of a big story. I don't really
and this girl wants to sail around the world.
Yeah, she's a big sailor. She's doing a sail all around the world, and I'm incredibly jealous of that. So we immediately sort of strike up a bond over sailing, and it's great. Yeah.
And Zac, after I wiped away some of the tears at the end of the movie,
oh, cool.
It got me a little teary-eyed. The first thing I thought of was how incredibly physical this movie is. You're sailing, you're running, you're playing catch, you're slipping and sliding in the mud.
Yeah.
There's a lot of physical activity for you. Is that demanding?
Yeah. Well, that's the fun part. You know, it's good to have some, you know, a physicality to the character, something different, because it puts you in the right headspace and you know where you're at. So for this one, sailing was fun to learn. It's an incredibly challling sport. So underrated. I can't believe more people aren't out there.
I have a sailboat, and Alexis came
cool.
out 2 weekends ago on it for the first time, and then you said you saw Zac
no
grinding.
Okay, Rick taught me how to grind, and then you were grinding last night in the movie. It was incredible.
Yeah.
It's hard work.
Yeah, it's very hard work, and not to mention, you know, knowing where the wind's coming from at all times. I don't know how big's your boat.
Important. That's what I told you. Yeah.
Yeah. How big is your boat?
It's a 33-foot.
Oh, 33 boat.
That'll tell me. Keep
That's
it
easy, man. Wait till you try those skiffs. They're insane.
So is this something that you'll keep up, maybe?
Yeah. Well, you know, I'd like to. I don't have a boat at this point, and no plans to buy one yet. But at some point, I would love to. You know, it'd be great. I think it'd be really fun once I'm a little older to go out and sail around the world.
Now, in real life, Zach, you were like a genius in high school, but you considered yourself the class clown. Why is that?
I was no genius in high school. I worked hard.
You got a grade. What was your grade average?
I kept my grades pretty high. I was, you know, up there in the. I think I was in the top 10 in class for a few years.
No, you're no genius.
Somebody's modest.
Compared to me, Zach, you're a genius.
All right. Well, you know, it was. But you know, I love school. It was great. Then I sort of got distracted by this whole thing, and that dropped off almost immediately.
This whole thing meaning a marvelous acting.
Yeah, thank you.
Kind of worked out well for you. Now, you have a brother.
Yeah.
And the coolest thing about watching the movie was the bond that you shared with the young actor who plays your brother. I mean, right away you could see the connection. Were you able to play off some of the emotions you have with your own brother to make that connection?
Yeah. So the second I read the script, I saw in the writing and that this was a very real relationship between these brothers. I recognized that, you know, it wasn't like overly lovey-dovey. That's not how brothers are. You know, we give each other, you know, punches, and you know, we wrestle and stuff. It's not, you know, it's sort of like an unsaid love, an unspoken love. So that's really what got me. I don't know, just I connected with it.
You did.
Made sense.
Cool.
You know, I read about you last night. I was doing some research on you.
Okay.
And I read that after High School Musical, you had to change your phone number because you're getting a lot of calls. Is that true from fans? And I thought you had a listed number back then.
You know, I'm not sure. It's more like, you know, friends and relatives and things like that.
Third cousins
Don't think about it.
You never heard of before.
But what happens is, like, you know, a lot of my friends have phones and they lose them and stuff like that. And you know, once, you know, if they save your name under that, somebody finds it, then it's down. I have to change my number every couple months, I think.
Okay. Well, then
Wow. That's really cool. That's really cool.
Hey, we got to get to some questions from the viewers. We invited viewers to text in some questions to you. So here's one for you. Which character has been your favorite to play? Troy Bolton, Charlie St. Cloud, or Link Larkin?
It's impossible to choose. They're all, you know, different parts of my life, but all equally fun and just sort of different. It's hard to even compare them.
Apples and oranges?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
another question is, what's your dream role?
Dream role, you know, I don't know. I'm playing it by ear at this point. All my dream roles other actors have done, you know, already, so I don't know yet.
Let me follow up on that. I know you want to do more dramatic roles. Is that right? Who is your, would you say, idol in Hollywood today that is a good dramatic actor that you would like to be like?
You know, there's so many. There's so many great actors that I love, from older movies and right now. But you know, with Inception coming out, you know, Leo's just, I love everything he's done, especially, you know, lately he's doing everything right. You know, just I love everything that he's doing. So.
You're like a young Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay, well, I know you guys share one thing in common. The body, and you were recently the cover model for People's Magazine, 50 Most Amazing Body. I know, I think you're turning red right now. See, the thing is, Zach, I got to tell you, Rick here has been working hard on his ab diet.
All right.
Okay, so you guys have something in common. Rick was also on the cover of a magazine, and we'll show you. Yep. That's,
Well done.
AARP.
Hey, Zach, thanks for lending me your body.
I love it.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, Zach, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you very much.
Loads of success. I know you're going to be just the biggest star of the ages.
Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, very nice to
Charlie
meet you.
St. Cloud coming out on July 30th. Go see it. It's just a great movie. I really loved it.
Good. Thank you so much. Yeah, check it out. Check it out.
Thank you, Zach.
Cool. Thanks,
Okay.
Jeff. All right.
We'll be right back.
It was really your abs.
No way. Whose body was that?
Was it really?
I think so,
Oh,
yeah.
it might have been. I didn't know. That's so funny.